is that you're still sort of disconnected from it, because, and I think when you do it, you're doing this or moving your head like that, and you're looking away. So when you're looking away, it's less believable. You're not as engaged with the person.
Right. So I need to be. That's what that woman said too. That I don't seem engaged.
Who was this woman?
Remember she said, I need to be in myself, that woman, Kathy Lobel, she said, in the one that we read, she said that I jump from subject to subject, that when I focus right in on, the person's face and their eyes, then I'm more self-contained.
And you're more believable. So, do you want to watch this one clip, or do you want to do it again?
Let's do it again.
Okay. I was just recording.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I'm going to try to focus, stay in one place too.
So it doesn't matter what I ask you, basically?
No, ask me anything. You can ask me a situation, and I'll tell you something I'm really pissed about that just recently happened. You'll see how, I can tell you, I'll give you a situation which I am annoyed about, and I didn't get a job, and then this will give you a good sense of my personality and how I can be really hostile. This will be genuine. I used to work for Boston Public Market, and I recruited a good friend of mine, Mimi, to the board. And I also recruited the new head of the board, Dawn Weist. So I wrote them to apply for a position. And at the time, Dawn, who was supposedly my friend, didn't really get back to me. And Mimi was there now working too. And she was part of the team that was sort of evaluating who would be working. So I had said I would do a consulting job for like $50. Well, they never bothered to get back to me. And then when they finally did get back to me, they didn't even get back to me. They had a meeting. Mimi said, "Oh, we're not going to hire you. Your rate's too high, or we're not hiring anybody right now." So I was very, very upset, because a couple months go by and they decide to want to hire a fundraising person and not post the position, and 2, they are hiring my friend Mimi and now giving her a full-time job, and 3, they also are paying someone on the board $6,000 to do website work as a board member, and she's not stepping off the board. So I made a real stink about it, and I said, I think that jobs should be posted and things should follow proper protocol. I said, if you're going to have a job, then we should have the time to interview people. "Oh, we don't have the time, we're too busy, blah, blah, blah." I said, "I have the time, I'll help do it." So I did the interviewing process. Well, they hired the person they wanted to begin with. So it was like you went through the interviewing process, but they hired the person that he wanted. So, meanwhile, this week they voted Mimi as a full-time person. Now you have to remember, this is my friend who I recruited there. When I went to get a job, they didn't even get back to me or treat me with respect. I recruited her there, and now she has a full-time job. Dawn, who's the head of it, who I also recruited, I'm so annoyed with, because he hates me now, I think. He doesn't follow proper protocol. So I wrote the new fundraiser. She was meeting with different board members, and I wrote her and said, let's get together. And I had CC'd the board. I shouldn't have CC'd them. And he wrote me back, "Sarah, she doesn't have time to meet with you, blah, 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 blah," and all this stuff. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's meeting with different board members. So I wrote him back and said, I spoke with Dee Dee at the meeting, after the meeting. We were going to meet as friends or colleagues, and I was going to drive to her area. And secondly, Dawn, I was the person who helped this business become a startup and raise $90,000, bringing in revenue. I thought there's maybe something she could learn from my successes. That was bullshit that he wrote, basically saying that she couldn't meet with me. This is the person I fucking recruited to become, with some other guy, the head of the board. I used to report into the president of the board, and now he works for Deval Patrick. So this is a perfect example. I am so mad and so bitter that I mean, that job should be mine. I should have, there's no way I shouldn't have gotten that job and that someone like my friend should have gotten it over me. And it's like, I feel like it was like, that, like kind of like backstabbing. So that's an example of like, now, he wrote me this note today again, and I decided I'm just gonna drop it, and I said, I understand, Dawn, no problem, why don't we meet next week in Chinatown or something? I'm gonna put off my phone. So, this is a new phone, I have no idea how it works, really. Okay, so there. So
does Mimi's last name start with a G?
Mimi, Mimi, what's her last name? All of a sudden, Mimi Duck and Mimi something. I can't remember.
Oh, no, it's not. I was like,
Okay,
oh my god,
so-
could it be? There's not that many Mimis in the world.
Yeah, she's a yoga instructor too.
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah, she's a nice girl, and you know, everybody voted her in. I mean, she's a really nice girl, but I feel, you know, I should have been working there, and I should have had a full-time job, and it shouldn't have gone to her. Bottom line.
Okay. And all right, so we did that.